What's going on, everybody? CTM Sports in this thing. I know it's a little late, but man, it's been a busy day with the family, getting homework done. And I want to say thank everybody who's been watching and subscribing. Make sure to go to YouTube/CTM TV LR. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for subscribing or following on Facebook, CTM TV LR. TikTok, Twitter, clips, all of that. Thank you for supporting the channel from regular people making regular content, talking about and reacting to things that we see. So now, what we finna talk about today. And before I talk about it, I want to say I don't really have a dog in the fight. I just like watching sports as a man that turns 43 tomorrow. Um, just like watching sports, just seeing how people do things. Like when you look at the youth, we're gonna talk about that youth versus experience. Can the Knicks finish the job? They up 2-0. Can they finish the job? Mike Brown, can he finally win one? And Bronson and Cat, are they on their New York mindset? So we finna get right into it. CTM Sports. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's talk about it. Can New York pull it out? Up 2-0. Play some very solid basketball. We finna talk about that here in a little bit. Very solid basketball play. Um, Shout out to Mike Brown for having them prepared. Looking at the game, I am wondering, did the Spurs really put too much emotional or mental investment into beating the Thunder and then realize you got another series to play versus New York? Let me know what you think in the comments. Draymond Green, he was talking crazy. Draymond Green was talking crazy, talking about he think the West beat up on the East. I wonder what he's thinking now, right? Since he's not in the playoffs anymore, he's on there, doing a lot of clickbaiting and stuff, but he was saying how the West has beat up on the East. But this year seems like it's a different story. So, Draymond Green, let me know what you think, bro. Think the East coming with it. And shout out to Bronson, man. Really putting on, man, for the city, man. And out there putting dudes on skates. And when you think about, they were saying he was too small, he's this and he's that. The smallest guy out there is making the biggest statement on the court. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little concerned about the length of the Spurs in their defense because I like the way the Spurs play defense. Well, I say I don't have a dog in the fight. I really look at both teams. Castle is 6'5", right? I think Brunson's 6'3". I think Harper like around 6'6" or 6'4", some 6'5". They have a lot of length in their guards. For some reason, that's why I say I got to shout out Mike Brown. He's getting shots up in that defense. He's finding the soft spots. Shout out to Mikal Bridges. He's finding those. That's how you beat the zone. That's how you beat those little weird. You got to find the soft spots, what they give you. They're giving away their elbow mid-range game, and Mikal Bridges and Bronson are taking advantage of that. And shout out to them for taking what you're giving and making that efficient and making it work for you. Sometimes you can force, you can force threes, and sometimes that can hurt you in the long run. So, shout out to them. So, why I want Mike Brown to win one? I want Mike Brown to win one because I think about how they did Mark Jackson, how they did Tony Dungy, They fire you, bring somebody else in, and then they win the championship, and then that person takes what you built and run it in the ground. Shout out to Mike Brown, man. They fired Tim Thibodeau, brought in Mike Brown, go to the finals the next year. People was hating on Mike Brown in the first round. I might even say I was kind of leery, but he hung in there. He stepped up. They swept just about everybody they played. And now they're in position, if they can keep it up, to win a championship in New York. Shout out to the Knicks and Mike Brown. I like that storyline. He replaced Thibodeau, a team that they say Thibodeau built. Replaced the orange with an apple. No pun intended, being in the Big Apple. And if they can keep this pace up, they will win a championship, which would be awesome. How fitting is that in this era of taking away DEI? What some people would consider a DEI hire is the one that's going to win a championship. That would be crazy. That would be awesome too. So, with that being said, that would be funny. Shout out to Mike Brown, man. Now, this is what I want to talk about: youth versus experience, right? Youth versus experience. A lot of times when you're young, you just don't have that baked in experience of having the losses, having those moments, like really making sure that you're sharp in the moments when it count the most. When you have experience, you understand those moments in real time while they're happening. I can't make these turnovers. I can't put my team in position to lose. You have to be crisp on your passes. You have to be intentional about what you're doing, the strategy and execution. But when you think about the Spurs, they're youth. They have a young coach. Wemby is young. Castle young. They have a lot of young people, and those little intangible things like making assumptions that turn out to be, or they can make things more crazy than what they are, right? That last play, or the play that kind of caused them the game, I'm not gonna say just that one play, but when Wemby passed Castle the ball, this is my opinion. I think between the both of those guys, there was wrong assumptions made, right? And it's easy to look at it in instant replay and go back on it and say this and that. But I'm just gonna say, when you're young, that communication is very important. You have to talk. Hey, what are we doing? When I get the ball, I'm passing it to you. Stay right there. You have to be able to communicate even in those tough times. That's where experience comes in. That, hey, if I get the rebound, I'm giving it to you, Castle. Don't run in front of me. Come back. But when you're young, things are going so fast in your head. You're thinking about this, you're thinking about that, instead of slowing it down and making it happen. Youth versus experience. When you think about it in the real world, let's talk about that. In the real world, youth and experience. Sometimes youth can carry you through some things because you're so young. You can recover a little bit faster. You feel like you're invincible, so your willpower. But when you experience, when you start gaining experience, you become more calculated on things that you do because you understand different scenarios, different strategies, and you understand that every situation is not the same, But through experience, there are similar patterns that if you can master those, that with experience, you can come out successful, whether it's corporate, whether it's some people say in dating, could be, whether it's a business, being an entrepreneur, youth versus experience. A lot of times when you're youthful, I'm gonna say from my own experience, if you don't have guidance, you left to your own imagination, you're gonna veer to what you gravitate to the most. Whether it's some people, it could be drugs. Some people, it could be women. For men, anyway, men talking to different women. Um, some people, it could be other vices, gambling. You could say food, I guess, sometimes too. When you have experience or you learn from other people's experience, you tend to be more calculated on the things that you kind of invest your time in, right? And I'm telling you from experience that in 2026, to the youth, invest your time in something. Don't invest 100% of your time in foolish things, or you're gonna get burned in about 5 or 10 years. You're gonna burn yourself pretty much. Invest 80% of your time in development, maybe even 90%, if you want to get ahead. If you want to be set up in the future. I didn't understand it when I heard it when I was young. They would say most men don't reach their peak income wise until they in their late 50, until they in their 50s or something like that. But as I'm aging, I'm starting to get it because most of the time, especially in the inner city, if you don't have proper guidance, proper mentorship, you tend to do whatever you gravitate to, and it could slow down your progress, and you have to work double time to get back to even, and then thrive after you get back to the foundation of what you have to work off of because you're not stable. That's one thing about youth. You can work through instability, but as you get older with experience, you realize that stability is very important to work off of. And that's one thing I see with the Spurs. Very young, very they're working on stability. They getting there. I will say the Spurs in another 2 or 3 years are going to be super stable, and they're going to be one of the hardest teams to beat in the West, maybe in the whole NBA. As of right now, they're so young, and they're allowing a lot of things to kind of get in their head, like with the refs and stuff like that. You gotta be able to play through those things, and that comes with experience. And I think they are ahead of schedule. I didn't think they didn't even think they was gonna get there. But a lot of those mental mistakes when you're young, like letting I don't know if they let Bronson, but he's really crafty on how he scored the ball. Any opening you give him, he's gonna shoot it. Shout out to Bronson. So that goes into the next. Will Jalen Brunson have a statue in New York if he wins a championship? I think he probably will and he should. But that owner, Dolan, I don't know, dude, a weird dude, but he's gonna have to pay him, especially if he win the championship. Him and Cat. Now, will they do it? I don't know, because they known to sabotage their own team. But what I will say is, if he win this championship, it's gonna be perfect timing. I mean, everything lined up. The Mavs passed on him. The Knicks signed him. He took less money to bring in Cat and some other talent. And He took less money to win a championship. The storylines are gonna be crazy with Cat. I mean, not with Cat, just Cat, but Bronson as well. He's probably gonna get a key to New York. He's gonna be immortalized in New York if he can win a championship. He could pull it. I know that woman was saying, I can't remember. Becky Hammond was saying he's too small to win a championship. He's proving her wrong right now. I hope he troll her when he do it. It'd be awesome. And I think Bronson, man, he's a solid. He's just a solid player, man. A lot of heart, a lot of game, and he doesn't do things outside of what he's good at. He stays within his wheelhouse, right? And that's what I respect about him the most. He knows what his spots are. He's gonna get there. He's gonna make it happen. He's gonna grit his way out. Shout out to Bronson, man. Much respect, man. And next one. Is Cat having the series of his life? Talked about this with my guy Peel. He said that he think Cat is like Julius Randle. I disagreed. We had a nice little debate about that. Go watch it. We on the last sports one we did. I told him if Cat have the series of his life, the Knicks could win a championship. So far, so good. Cat is having a series of. I respect him for that. Sometimes he can play up and down depending on the competition. He may get relaxed. I think because all of the hype around Wemby, I think that he realizes that he's not going to be overshadowed or overwhelmed by Wemby. Too much experience in the NBA compared to Wemby. Yes, Wemby 7'5". We're gonna talk about that too, but Cat is like 6'11", almost 7 feet in his own right, but a little bit more dexterity, a little bit more movement. And shout out to Cat, man. He hold it down, man. He might have to get a statue too, man. But shout out to him, man, because he could have easily have said, you know what, I'm not gonna attack this dude. I'm gonna kind of stay away from him, but he don't want to be like Chet Holmgren. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real about it. Chet Holmgren kind of danced around, didn't want to score. He needs to take notes from Cat, in my opinion, how to attack Wemby. But I digress. Shout out to Cat. Last thing on this, and we about to be out this thing. How are the Knicks attacking Wemby? When you look at the play, they're moving the ball around, moving the ball around. They're not getting stagnant with one-on-one play. They doing pick and roll. They doing pin downs. They running, off the ball screens and stuff like that. And one thing that I think that's unique about the Knicks, they're not scared to shoot, and they have some young shooters. OG and then Mikal Bridges. When you have Wemby on one side, it leaves the other side open, right? Because they're trying to hover around Bronson. But then you got OG. Shout out to Mike Brown for this lineup, too. Then you got Mikal Bridges. And they taking whatever the soft spot is in the defense, which is probably mid-range. That corner three that's on the left side, that corner three. And they get Wemby on their side. They move the ball around. And now you free up those other guys to shoot. And then if you try to get over there and move too fast, then that's when Brunson gonna attack you. So shout out to the Knicks. They putting Wemby on skates. And if what's his name get the ball, he gonna go to town. And shout out to them, man. For Wemby is 7'5". He can only move so fast and so much before he wears down. That's a lot of mass to move around. Now, if you get caught in that one-on-one and you kind of give him time to rest on defense, he will get you. But if you're moving the ball, making him have to move laterally, it's going to affect him. He's going to get tired. That's a lot of mass to move. And They're attacking that. Is he still gonna block some shots? Sure. But it by the time the fourth quarter comes around, it's kind of like Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. He let him wear himself down, and then he hit him with the three-piece once he wear himself out. You have to be patient, and you have to attack him with patience. And when they take him out the game, you have to make sure that you attack the Spurs. So when he comes back in, you got so much of a lead. They got to work to try to get back in the game. In the youth, um, it shows that they don't know how to put together those runs because they're so young. If I was them, if I was Castle, I would give what's the name the ball so much right down that elbow area. I would give him that ball. Just hold your hand up. I'm throwing it up to your hand and let him attack the Knicks. Some reason they go a long stretch without giving him the ball, which is crazy. This dude is the tallest guy on the court. He can literally take one step and dunk it. Why did you not see this dude there? That's the youth. In my opinion, that's the youth. You don't realize the weapons you have until after the game. You to go back and look at the tape. So many times you can just throw the ball up and he can just tip it in. So many times you can just run a pick and roll and let him roll to the basket and just throw it up. He's 7'5". Nobody can't jump that high. Even with him not jumping, just flat footed, you can't jump as high as his hand. But once again, like I say, youth versus experience, it always shows. I think if it was two young teams, I think the Spurs would probably at a better advantage. But I think the experience of Mike Brown and the experience of the Knicks of Bronson and Cat, been in the league for a while, they understand the moment that they're in. And Cat, I think he understands how to attack Wemby. Even though he may block some of your shots, but he's not gonna get all of it. You got to keep going at him. You can't stop. You got to wear him down. If you let him get refreshed and don't wear him down by keeping him moving laterally and stuff, he's gonna burn you in the end. But they have been doing a great job of ball movement, great coaching strategy with the lineups, keeping the guards, not just Brunson, but the off guards like McHale and OG. Shout out to them for making shots, number one, and Josh Hart. Shout out to them, man. They've been taking a lot of pressure off Cat and Brunson. And they going back to New York with a 2-0 lead. So if they sweep this finals, that would be pretty crazy. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are the Spurs for to get bust down like an AP? Let me know what you think in the comments. CTM Sports, Thinking Game Podcast, CTM TV. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. What's the quick comment in there? It's my wife, New York Knicks all day. I thought she was a Celtics fan. Now she like the Knicks. That's funny. Okay. Jaylen Brown gonna get you talking about them Knicks. But with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to hear us talk about. And we noticed that 90% of people that watch it are not subscribed. If we can just get 80% to subscribe, that would be great. On YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. We almost at 400. Help us get to 1,000. Help us get monetized so we can make more content. Thanks for watching. Mike, and I'm signing out.